You never know that you need a 7-seater until you own one. That's what I always tell people who tells me that they don't need a 7-seater. Hello everybody, this is Adrian for WapCar.my and I'm all about the details. And today, I'm driving the all-new 2022 Perodua Alza, and in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys everything that you need to know about this new 7-seater from Perodua. Let's talk about the most superficial thing, the looks. And I think that Perodua has nailed it with the second generation Alza's design. I think it looks smart, handsome, sleek even. Yes, I know that it's adapted from the Daihatsu Xenia, but let's give credit where it's due. Perodua has done a great job in giving it a local flavor. I think there's no awkward shapes around the car, and the color selection, the color palette available on this new Alza is just exquisite. Now, looks can be a very subjective matter, but what's important is what's on the inside. And I can tell you that from the driver's seats inside this Alza, I think it's a spectacular package. So for starters, the driving position of this Alza, the seating position, is bang on. I think that the Ativa was great, but this is just absolutely spot on. Even though it does not come with telescopic adjustment on the steering column, but you still get a very nice seating posture, and the seats are sculptured very, very well. Some features in here that I think that are absolutely fantastic for everyday use. First up, on this AV variant, the range-topping AV variant, is the 9-inch floating touchscreen infotainment system that supports Android Auto, and well, this could be a little bit of a controversial topic, but I'm going to address it, and Apple CarPlay. So what happened here is that this head unit does support Apple CarPlay, but Perodua is still working on the licensing issue. Can be a little bit tricky to make it available for the public. So for now, you can only use Android Auto in the head unit of the Alza. Other features that are extremely practical for everyday use are the 360-degree camera, electric parking brake with auto hold. Both of these are a first debut in a Perodua, and so is the rear disc brakes. The rear disc brakes are also the first time seen in a Perodua model. And I have to give special mention to the braking system in this Alza. From the driver's seat, it's firm, reassuring, confidence-inspiring, and it's just so easy to modulate. Every time you plonk on the brakes, you get a reassuring stopping power. Now, before we get on with the driving bit, I'm going to do a deep dive on the rear seats on this new Alza. I have the front seat adjusted to my usual driving position, and I'm 175 cm tall. This is what happens when I slide the seats all the way forwards. So yeah, as you can see here, the seat back has a little bit of a cutout to artificially free up more knee room. And even with the seats all the way forwards, my knees are not rubbing the front seats. And you're able also to slot your feet underneath the front seats, so you're able to get a quite comfortable seating position. And remember to always raise the headrest, so you're able to sit like this. Now, all the way backwards, yeah, crossing your legs is an effortless affair. But if you want to be fair to your third row passengers, I would say about here. This is a comfortable position for everyone. You're also able to recline the seats all the way downwards, so you're able to just lay down and chill. Now, amenities in here include 2 back pockets, a cup holder, 2 USB charging ports, as well as a roof-mounted air vents with 3 blower settings. And this, I can attest, it's pretty chill if you're seated back here. Even the third row seats, you're also able to feel the aircon. Now, if you don't have a middle passenger, you can pull this lever here, and the middle seat just doubles up as a armrest. Getting into the third row seats is a straightforward affair. You just have to do the one-touch tumble function for the middle row seats, and getting in and out is just fairly straightforward. Now, seated back here, me being a 175 cm tall adult, first you have to pull up the headrest and then use this lever here to kind of recline a little bit, and then you can be quite comfortable in the third row seats of the new Alza. So for starters, my knees are not rubbing into the seat back of the middle row seats, and I'm also able to slot my feet underneath the middle row seats, so I can get quite a comfortable seating position. Thigh support is adequate. Well, I wish it had just about half an inch, a little bit more, but it's adequate. And I can foresee myself being in here for long distance drives. because it's actually quite spacious, quite comfortable. I have amenities such as a 12-volt socket, 2 cup holders, and the windows on the C-pillars are actually quite spacious, so you get a airy feeling seated in the third row seats. Alright, now for the most exciting part, the driving. I remember when we first had our Ativa's ride was great. I mean, no complaints, but it lacks a little bit of refinement and polishness in terms of the edges. And this Alza, this all-new Alza, is just so refined around the edges. And I'm talking about the way it handles the road, the suspension damping, the way the steering feels, the overall driving experience, down to the powertrain in fact. It's just a very, I can't find another word for it, premium experience. When I first drove the new Alza on Perodua's test track, I thought it was pretty impressive. There were a lot of high-speed sections, long sweeping bends. But what left an even bigger impression is after I've taken this out on the public road and taking it around town at city speeds. Oof. I mean, this same word keeps on repeating itself in my head. It's premiumness. This does not at all feel like a cheap car. You know, it's very quiet, steering is light and easy, it's so easy to navigate, maneuver around, the powertrain is refined, it's quiet, and the transmission response is just immediate. I'm sure a lot of people will ask, 1.5, enough power, man? I mean, guys, come on, let's be real. Perodua has been using this formula, a 1.5 litre engine in a 7-seater for over a decade. And everyone else is also using the same kind of powertrain combo, 1.5 litre naturally aspirated engine. And you know, you don't see the owners complaining all about too much. And I have to say, this DCVT, it just kind of harnesses every ounce of power that's available from the 1.5 litre NA engine, and it gives you the response that you need. Yeah, I don't see with 7 people on board, you will have too much issues complaining about underpower when going uphill and all of that. Yes, it won't win you drag races, but for everyday driving, this is adequate enough, the keyword being adequate. If you so wish, there's a drive mode selector button here, which you activate power mode, so it holds the revs a little bit longer and just sharpens up the throttle response. So yeah, if you want to say, is this underpowered? I would say it's adequate. Now this new generation Alza rides on the DNGA platform similarly to the Ativa, and we all know that one of the DNGA's strongest suit is its handling prowess. And right now I'm here at Uluyan Baru, one of the twisty bits, going uphill, and I have to say this Alza just feels superb to drive. Body control for a 7-seater MPV is just very well sorted, it's pliant, the steering is very responsive, very natural. Power going uphill, coming out of corners. This DCVT gives you all the response that you need. I mean, there is nothing to complain about this. The driving experience on the new Alza, night and day compared to the old one, and this feels fantastic. Building cars, people first. I love this tagline from Perodua because it's a true embodiment of the company. The second national car maker is all about putting Malaysians on the road, enabling mobility with their affordable, easy to maintain, and supremely practical cars. From small little city roundabouts to spacious 7-seaters, for every occasion, you just can't go wrong with a Perodua. For decades, Perodua has been making cars that Malaysians need. Nothing more, nothing less. It gets the job done, and it gets the job done very well. To date, over 30,000 individuals have placed their booking on one of this new Alza, and it is an immensely easy car to convince people to buy. If you're in the market for a 7-seater MPV or even a non-national car below 80,000 ringgit, I applaud you to come and test drive this all-new Alza. You are getting the best bang for your buck in terms of space, features, technologies. Everything you need and more is in this Alza. If you don't agree with what I said, sound off in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this.